by with longtime Warriors television analyst Jim Barnett. You've been around a long time, over 30 years, but I would venture to say you haven't seen anything like this team.
This team is unique, and they're very special.
What makes them so special?
Obviously, they've got three terrific shooters and scorers, but everyone forgets about their defense, and that really fuels their offense. They're the best defensive team in the league, next to the San Antonio Spurs, but they lead the defensive rankings in so many aspects of it, in block shots, in steals, deflections, and when they do that and get to the open court, they're impossible to defend.
What are you hearing quietly about their approach here to Game 4?
You know, this is a very mature group. They have a goal in mind. They remember last year the disappointment of losing Game 7 at home. They don't talk about it. They just go one game at a time, and now they're on the precipice of setting NBA history, and that's what they want to do. I can tell you right now, they do not want a Game 5.
Doing it this way, possibly unbeaten, would that take a lot of the sting away from what happened last year and answer the Cavs back?
I don't think they look at it as revenge. They just look at it as opportunity right now, and they'll take care of business this year, and then they'll worry about next year. They're not going to worry about last year and what's happened in the past. But obviously they're the most dominant team. But I will tell you this, LeBron James and Kyrie Irving are something special, but they're not getting much from anyone else.
Jim, before I let you go, they've been relatively ego-free, this team. How important was that for their success?
It starts with Steve Kerr and what he brings to the table. Great leader. They empower the people below them. You bring on Kevin Durant, people say, oh, there are not enough basketballs to go around. He's not worried about getting an MVP award. He's not worried about averaging 35 a night. He could do that if he wanted. He wants to win a championship, and he likes the players. This group is very cohesive. Ego, that is just not even a factor.
Jim, first report you filed in the rain for the Warriors?
Well, probably in my 32 years, I've been a few outside like this, but inclement weather, that's part of it.
Always a first. Jim Barnett, thank you very much.
Vince, thank you.
All right. Back inside to Matt.
Oh, and Jim, he's a trooper. Thank you, fellas. Time for our stat of the night, presented by Corona Extra. Draymond Green had a pretty impressive triple single in Game 3, just 8, 8, and 7. But he had the best plus-minus of any player, despite foul trouble and a technical foul. The Dubs were 14 points better than the Cavs with him on the floor. Dre led the Dubs in assists, and the Cavs were 1 and 10 against him when he was the primary defender as well. Chuck's already laughing at me. Even on a night when he's not going to light up the box score in terms of points or rebounds, there is value there, obviously, that you can't quantify. What do you see when you watch him on the floor?
Well, Chuck was talking about this in the break, and that when you play with better players, it makes it easier for you. That's why we don't talk about this LeBron KD thing, because there's different players on their team. And when you have a player like this guy, he can do so many things. He just stays in the play. He's only averaging 9.7 points, but it really doesn't matter. Whenever he's on the floor, he's a guy that you have to respect. Even if he's at the three-point line, whether he has it or not, we know what he can do defensively. But right here is what I like. They make you honor them defensively, getting easy buckets late in the game. Now, you know he necessarily is not going to post up or score on LeBron right there, but you have to honor him as if he's one of the best shooters, because he can get that ball out, pass it, and get other guys involved. Now, right here, just staying vertical. He's not a shot blocker, but just staying vertical, being in LeBron's vision. Probably not the reason why LeBron missed the shot, but you love the fact that Draymond is always in great defensive position. And again, for players out there, young players, you can be impactful by rebounding, passing the ball, getting other players involved. But whenever you have this KD-LeBron argument, just remember to add guys like that.
Who's having an argument?
Just the whole country, every barbershop. Yeah. But whenever you have that, I just think it's cool to put the whole context together. You have a guy like Draymond, it's just so tough to stop and to say, I'm going to stop and focus on one guy.
Chuck, why were you laughing at us? This time.
I love when they put those plus minuses things out there. I bet if you put him out there with JaVale McGee and David West, McCall, those guys, he wouldn't be like plus 14. When you're out there with Klay, Steph, and Kevin Durant, all that stuff just makes me laugh. That's all that analytical stuff. I mean, come on, man. Be serious.
So he'd be different if he was on Philly.
Listen,
with that team?
That guy's a good player.
Yeah,
I like Draymond's personality a lot. You put him on Philly, he wouldn't be plus 14.
No,
I agree with you, Chuck. And Matt, I played with a guy like Draymond. His name was Rick Fox. Didn't have a lot of responsibility. Hit the open shot, wear your emotion on your sleeve, play defense, and guard our number one guy, whether it's a big guy or a small guy. And that's what Draymond. Listen, Golden State, a lot of guys on Golden State got it real easy because they're out there, you know, they have 4 guys that you got to pay attention to on the court at one time and 2 guys that you have to double coming off screen. So it's a lot of space for these guys to operate. So, you know, his job is not that hard.
Jaja, I bet you was a plus.
Yeah,
I bet you Jaja was a plus.
That's all numbers. You know,
But none of them as good looking as Rick Fox.
No, nobody's pretty as Rick Fox. Listen, let me tell you something. The way it works at Turner is Rick's number 1, C. Webb's number 2, I'm number 3.
You're number 3.
Yeah, yeah. And that's only because
These are
Shaq, Kenny, and
clearly
Ernie
your
are ugly.
rankings.
Hey, that's only because Shaq, Kenny, and Ernie are ugly.
Shots fired.
And Matt, you below me too.
Wow.
Because you have to be a certain height to be good looking.
That really?
Yeah, yeah. You right. You barely taller than Casey. I mean, so.
I didn't realize that was a factor.
Oh yeah, height's a factor in good looking.
By the way, Zaza Pachulia was -2 in Game 3.
Yeah, but if he
Plus
was
minus.
in Milwaukee,
What
he'd
does
be
that even mean?
The time he was on the floor,
I mean, what
They
does
were
that even
outscored
mean?
by 2
You know,
points while
plus
he
and
was on the
minuses.
floor.
Like, so if
While
we
he
up
was on the
15
floor, they were outscored
and
by
I
2
come in the
points.
game and we hit 3 shots, we up 3 now. And I'm in there. I get credit for that. Man, come on, man.
Hey.
Get out of here, man.
Come on, man. I love these plus minuses.
We could go through all the
Hey,
plus
listen,
minuses
let me
if
tell
you
you
want.
something. If you put me out there with Klay, Steph, and
Right now.
right now,
Right
I'll be
now.
a plus at the end of the night.
And still the 5th
Come on.
best looking in the starting line.
Yes. Come on, man.
Regardless of height.
Regardless, Matt, it ain't my fault you short.
You know, in real life, I'm really not short compared to you
He
guys.
said in real life.
This is real life, man.